third quarter. Score is 1-0. Lazers leading Kansas City. Comets finish up this road trip tomorrow night in Tacoma, then start a big 5-game homestand on Tuesday night, January 28th at Kemper against the San Diego Sockers. And all of you fans were urging to bring canned food items to assist the We Are the City food drive. On Saturday, remember, February 1st, the Tacoma Stars will come to town, and tickets for those games as well as all the other games on the homestand are on sale at all the Cats ticket outlets in the Kemper Arena box office. Talking about Marhetic, Jack, as Enzo Depleted heads back for the goal. Marhetic scored his first goal as a Comet in that win over Cleveland. But his incredible goal statistic, 134 goals in his career in 120 games.
230, isn't it?
Says one.
134 goals.
237 points.
237. That's almost 2 points a game. That's
right.
Incredible, isn't it?
That's right. 134 goals, 103 assists, 237 points in 120 games.
You know, in watching him, he seems almost tentative still with that knee. You know, testing it. Of course, he had that problem last year with the Chicago Sting, so he's not 100%. But boy, if he comes on strong, he could be a factor here in the second half for the Comets.
Close call there as Enzo Depleted came out to make that save. The net was open, but Kansas City cleared it out of there. Foul is called against Los Angeles. That's the fourth foul. They call a holding penalty here. Batata. Boy, look at Los Angeles just doing a great job, and they're not a good. Well, they are a good penalty killer. Take that back. They're up over 73%. They're an equally poor team scoring on the power play. Murphy gets called for the foul there. 5 fouls on Kansas City, but there's only 1 second left in the quarter, and there's the horn. So when we come back, the Comets will have 47 seconds left on what has so far been a very powerless power play. Enzo Depleted, who's making his first start since last season, has played well tonight. He shows the look of frustration on his face that the Comets can't get him any goals.
Looking at Laurie Abrahams along with Stuart Lee. Laurie Abrahams has been taking a lot of heat for the big collision that he had the other night with Keith Murphy in San Diego. Abrahams went down. He was knocked out for about 35 to 40 seconds. This is what he can recall of what happened in San Diego.
Well, all I remember about it, Jack, is just tripping over the ball basically, and the next thing I know, everyone was standing around me, you know, so it was, everyone says I was out quite a while, but I didn't really see anything of it myself.
Any bruises or bad bumps to carry over here tonight?
No, I thought it was right as rain almost as soon as I was in the ambulance going to the hospital, and it was just a strange experience.
What about this team now? You guys are struggling again, and of course you've got some players hurt and this type of thing, so you have to suck it up here tonight, and you have a big homestand to look forward to.
Well, I think, you know, we're obviously a little bit undermanned tonight, but the way things are going, it seems to be the way around the league. And, you know, the way I see it, we can beat this team. Then we have to worry about Tacoma tomorrow, and then we've got a few games at home.
There's Laurie Abrahams, the fashion critic. Somebody's going to have to talk to him about that hat, the painter's hat. How about the gum?
He was white as rain, mate.
Mate?
White as rain. He's a good guy.
He's
got a real Cockney there, too, boy. That's one of the best Cockney accents I've heard since Gordon Hill was on this team.
And he likes to lay it on you,
Oh, yeah. He lived in Southern California for a number of years now. He makes his home out here in the off-season, but he can really let you hear that accent. All right, here we go. Fourth quarter. Comets throw the power play for 15 seconds. It's been really their worst performance yet on the power play, Jack. They haven't done anything on this power play. Timmy Clark. Front goal! Keith Murphy. Murphy from Timmy Clark.
Boy, Murphy really had to work for that ball because it looked like he was completely screened out by Beto. He kept digging away in there and all of a sudden knocked it in the back of the net, and we have a 1-1 game, 14:20 to go.
Murphy's 19th goal of the year, the leading scorer on this team. And watch this play right there. Timmy Clark to Laurie Abrahams. One touches it back to Clark to Murphy, and Murphy had to step back to get it, Jack, and did it all in one motion. Beautiful play.
Yeah, really. What a fine move right there by Keith Murphy, the Comets' leading scorer.
At last, a power play goal. At last. 19th goal of the year for that man, Keith Furphy, the leading scorer on this team, and this game is tied. So the Comets finally make one pay off here. Now let's see what happens. Here's Bonchek playing it in for Jaramina. Jaramina marked by Norman Sachs. Demir makes a nice move, tries to go inside, and then back outside on Sachs. Norman stayed with him. Bonchek keeps it in. Now he loses it. Gibson. Here's Neil Gibson. He's got Poli Garcia on the right wing. Nothing doing. Bonchek stayed right with him. Both of these teams coming off tough games. Comets off a disaster Wednesday night in San Diego, 7-1. This team won in the longest game in MISL history. Wednesday night in 3 overtimes, they beat Minnesota.
And the Lazers had to pull their goalie with 42 seconds remaining in regulation. Tied it on the 6th attacker. And Harris, I understand, was brilliant in overtime.
Well, he's been pretty tough tonight.
He sure has.
Here's Tasso winding up. Oh, and Harris Bay got a piece of that one. Timmy Harris got a piece and knocked it away. Here's Clark now. We're tied at 1 on the power play goal. The Lazers have won 4 of their last 6 games. They've been playing pretty well here as of late. 7-4 at home. And that game went 100 minutes and 27 seconds Wednesday night. Cardenas to Greg Ian from Cardenas, 2-1 Los Angeles.
Oh, that hurts. You get the game tied up, you scratch, you claw, you do everything else, and all of a sudden you're behind 2-1.
Give Cardenas credit, he made a nice pass to Ian on the play.
Made a good move on Timmy Twellman, and he really drilled that one.
1-0, or 2-1 rather, Los Angeles after the Comets have battled back from a 1-0 deficit. Watch Cardenas.
Here he goes. Timmy Twellman on the right side. Now watch him drill this ball to the far side. Right by Enzo.
Greg Ian gets the goal. For Ian, it's his 9th goal of the year. Oh! And the Comets have come right back to tie it up.
I gotta see this one. He took that ball in the air.
Murphy gets the goal for Kansas City. And Jack, while we were looking at that replay, I don't think we're going to be able to see that goal.
Boy, this was unbelievable. He hit the ball right out of the air.
You talk about a penalty goal. They're going to call one on the goalkeeper here probably for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yep.
Harris slammed the ball down. Now, wait a minute. They're sending a Comets player into the bench. He's sending Laurie Abrahams into the penalty box. Gosh,
Harris Cabrician right there.
Harris slammed the ball down after the goal, and Abrahams is in the bench, is in the penalty box. He gets the unsportsmanlike conduct call.
Ooh, that hurts.
Well, this game is tied. Those 2 goals coming just seconds apart. But again, the Comets are going to have to defend against a power play.
We go 3 periods with 1 goal. Now we're in the 4th. Only 2.5 minutes old, and there's a total of 4 goals in this game. And that one really hurt, that penalty right there on Laurie Abrahams, because you've got a 2-2 situation. You get it tied up, and then all of a sudden you're a man short.
They gave the goal to Nieskins. That's Nieskins' first goal of the game. They gave the assist to Furphy. Nieskins tipped it in. It happened so quickly, nobody could even react to it.
He picked it right out of the air.
In any case, we're tied. Batata feeding it in the corner, broken up by Bonchek. Bonchek and Meyer out killing this penalty, along with Tim Clark and Timmy Twellman. The game is tied, 12-10 to go, but the Comets are again on a penalty killing situation.
That's getting a little hot down there now.
Well, that foul on Norman Sachs that time.
Don, those goals were 10 seconds apart. Can you believe that?
That's unbelievable. We didn't even have a chance to finish looking at the replay of the other goal. Here's the stat on the power play for Los Angeles, and there's the penalty killing situation for Kansas City. Mike Hunter, Southern California kid. He's a local boy on his team. Here's
Look at Bonchek, stay with him.
Bonchek pushes Cardenas to the floor, and they'll call the foul on Kansas City. That's their third foul of the quarter against Kansas City with 7:55 to go.
Bonchek just flat goes after it, doesn't he?
And then hooked him with his leg. You see that? The score with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
Here's Twelman's back on now. Replaces Keel.
Beto for Los Angeles with Kasukis. They exchange a few bumps right there, and we get a whistle and a foul against Kasukis.
That's 4.
4 fouls against Kansas City. 4 minutes and 20 seconds exactly left in this game. The Lazers played a triple overtime game on Wednesday night against Minnesota, so the last thing they want to do is go into OT again. Beto tries the header. Now Kasukis up against the boards. Trying to play it to depleted. Beto up in front of him.
Mason's got away with something right then.
You bet he did. Batata may be hurt. Here come the Comets. Here's Furphy. Long shot by Furphy, and Harris made the save. Batata's all right. He just had a hand. The hand was following him. Batata to Cardenas. Cardenas back to Batata. Now Beto. 3:45 to go in the game. Kasukis down the city. Yeah, something's bothered him, Jack. That's the second time. I thought for a while he was going to the bench, but he's a tough kid. He's staying in there. 3:30 to go. Stuart Lee, marked by Neil Gibson.
Wearing the arm of the captain tonight, the armband. Charlie Ficus at home. Even Arnold would usually take Charlie's place. Stuart Lee, the captain here tonight.
That one by Meyer is in the seats and stops the clock. 3 minutes, 18 seconds left to go as you see the rookie Keith Meyer right there. And we're all tied up. Los Angeles 2, Kansas City 2, as both teams go to the bench for a timeout. And if they don't score in the next minute and 15 seconds, because that's all that's left in regulation. I'm not going to say no more about the officials, Jack, but we'll get some more of that mail.
Well, pictures don't lie.
Boncheck.
1 minute left in the game.
1 minute left in the game. They play it in the corner. Here's Beto. A minute 20 to go on the bench. Beto bringing it up. Beto, Batata. Sacked to the top 3 men on the power play with Garcia and Cardenas down low. Shot by Sachs is wide. And I'll tell you something, Cardenas almost got a foot on it. Deflected it in. Loose ball after the save by depleted, and Naskins clears it to center.
Enzo's struggling too. He was hit right in the stomach.
30 seconds,
30 seconds to go. 51 seconds left in the penalty. That one's blocked by Keogh. Norman Sachs and Cardenas almost ended this game, Jack.
Yeah, they really did.
Here's Beto, a long shot. Naskins will clear it out of there. Comets playing a very strong defensive game. 10 seconds left in regulation.
They'll get one more crack at it.
The Lazers may be headed for their second straight overtime game. Norman Sachs and depleted made a big save at the buzzer. Depleted made a nice stop on Norman Sachs. So we are headed into overtime with 25 seconds still left in the penalty.
Lucky fans of tonight's game with one of our fabulous Lazers bumper stickers on your car. Please listen for your life.
All right, the Comets into overtime. The Lazers' second straight overtime game, and we'll come back in just a moment. One of the biggest problems which the MISL faces today, inconsistency in the refereeing. There aren't enough full-time referees in this league. That's their biggest problem. And we saw two great examples of inconsistent calls. We saw no call at all with Abrahams being held from behind. And you say, well, all right, they don't want to call it because they don't want to let a power play to decide the game, so you hate to call a penalty right here, so they don't call it. But it's a blatant situation here where the guy's just holding it from behind.
He's got both hands on him.
All right.
He's just holding on. Look at this.
They don't call this, and I say, all right, you want to let this go because you don't want to call a power play situation to decide a tie game with less than 2 minutes to go. But then they come back on what was obviously a foul by Kasukis, but they call a 2-minute penalty there, not nearly as blatant an infraction as the one we just saw on Abrahams, and that's what you call inconsistency. Kansas City, about 30 members of the Comets Booster Club, the Comets Connection, are here in Los Angeles, brought along their families, and they've enjoying themselves tonight, even though the Comets get beat in overtime. And Depleted had his fans out tonight, and Jack, I think that's probably the thing that you can come away with, was a strong performance tonight by Enzo depleted, who hadn't started a game since the 28th of April. He gave him a really great game tonight in the nets. He made some very big saves, and that's really a plus factor out of a minus situation in losing this game is the play of Enzo depleted.
Well, it really was a heartbreaking loss, not only for Enzo, but for all the Comets, as we talked throughout the course of this game. Very key game for the Comets, not only because of the standings in the Western Division, but the fact that the Comets had to play here tonight without 5 of their regulars, and it would have been a tremendous emotional boost had they won this game, but they did not. So they're going to have to move on up the coast now and continue this road trip tomorrow night in Tacoma. And you just kind of wonder right now, Don, this team has to be awfully low.
Well, not only that, we didn't see Pato Marhetic or Timmy Clark in the overtime period at all, and they both stopped seeing action midway through the fourth quarter. If they're hurt and Salguero's got the flu, my gosh, they're out of players just about.
One thing I was impressed with in the second half, the Comets did not play very well at all during the first half. They seemed to pull it together, and they played well. They had some bad breaks go against them. They had a couple of balls that could have gone in. They did not. And so their problems in overtime continue. They've lost 4 out of 5, and tomorrow's a new day, I guess.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow night in Tacoma under the dome as the Comets take on the Tacoma Stars. Kansas City was outshot in the overtime period 6-4 and outshot in the game 26-24. That's it tonight from the Forum in Englewood, California. Our final score, Los Angeles Lazers 3, Kansas City 2 in overtime. This KCTV5 Sports Exclusive has been brought to you by Budweiser. Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. And by Burger King. Hey, Herb, get a kick out of this. Now, for a limited time, you'll get a big beefy double cheeseburger for just 99 cents at Burger King. Go for it, Herbie. The executive producer for tonight's telecast was Roger Hull. Tonight's game was produced and directed by Art Salazar. So until tomorrow night from Tacoma, Washington, this is Don Fortune along with Jack Harry saying thanks for joining us and good night from Los Angeles.